Well, March is Women's History Month, and on Hometown History, Kim Vickers takes a look at a couple of notable women who did a lot of work toward the equal rights movement.
Yeah, she joins us live now in the studio. Kim, movement was not a short fight in the United States.
Well, Barkley, it definitely not. Suffragists fought for nearly 100 years for equal rights, not just for the right to vote, but also for things like maternal rights. Two women in the CSRA made huge impacts on women's suffrage, Martha Schofield and Eulalie Sally.
And she came from Pennsylvania as part of the Freedmen's Bureau to teach school to recently emancipated African-American children.
Martha Schofield came from a family of staunch abolitionists and women's rights activists. She started Schofield's Normal and Industrial School, where they taught African-American men and women to become craftsmen and teachers. Her goal was to educate and to help with the women's rights movement in the South.
And she became corresponding friends with Susan B. Anthony, and actually as part of Susan B. Anthony's Southern tour, she came here to Aiken in February of 1895.
Eulalie Sally was also from Aiken. She was inspired to fight for women's rights after the controversial ex parte Tillman case, where Lucy Tillman fought to get her children back after her husband deeded them to his parents.
Children belong to their daddies, just like the cows in their pastures. And I just didn't think that was right, you know.
Sally's husband, Julian, was mayor of Aiken, and he didn't approve of her suffrage work. He refused to pay for it, but Sally found ways around it.
Eulalie Sally actually took money out of her husband's wallet every morning that he wouldn't miss.
To fund her work, Sally became a real estate agent in Aiken. Her husband bet she couldn't make more than $100 in her first month. She made $1,000. Sally was in her 80s when the 19th Amendment was finally ratified in South Carolina in 1969.
And she went before the men, mainly men who were in the South Carolina State House, and said, "I've been waiting 50 years to tell you boys exactly what I think of you."
And I think Eulalie Sally is my new personal hero. For the full story on these two women, as well as others who made an impact on women's suffrage in the CSRA, just click on the story on WJBF.com. Hey, CSRA, that's just part of your hometown history. We'll be right back.